In this installment, we're going to be going over the Pittsburgh Steelers, the new look Pittsburgh Steelers without Ben Roethlisberger. We're going to see and pinpoint the guys you should target this year because there's going to be a big discrepancy from what Ben Roethlisberger did to what Mitchell Trubisky is going to do this season. Let's get into it. Hey, yo! Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your Pittsburgh Steelers preview. Before I deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetJSD. Also, don't forget about the TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about the Patreon. And all those other things will be down below. Links will be down below, okay? So if you're looking for more DFS help, more betting help, and getting you guys ready for the fantasy football season, make sure you sign up for the Patreon right now. We are gearing up for that. I just posted the QB rankings. As the preseason goes on, we're going to be adjusting that. Running back, wide receiver, and tight end is going to be coming out very, very soon. All right, so let's get to our first person on this Pittsburgh Steelers team, and that is the most important person. That is Najee Harris. He was the star of 2021, finish RB3. Currently, he's going at ADP 10 right now, so that's first round, 10th pick. This is where Najee Harris is going. He's dropped a little bit so far in July, about to go into August. He has been going down, so we will see where he is once your drafts really get going. But Best Ball has been determining his pretty much his ADP as of right now. So in 2021, outstanding production. Okay, he played all the games, 17 games. This was a first round pick here, the 24 pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 307 attempts, 1,200 rushing yards, a very subpar yards per carry at 3.9, 74 receptions. Okay, that's ridiculous. 467 receiving yards and 10 total touchdowns. All right, the problem with Najee Harris, we're looking at his outlook for 2022. It was great that he had a number one in snap share, number one in opportunity share, number one in weighted opportunities. He was number 2 in carries, number 1 in targets. In his productivity, rushing yards was number 4, receiving yards was number 3, receptions was number 1, top 10 in total TDs, fantasy points per games was 6, and expected fantasy points was number 4. With all that, with every single metric right there that I just read off, he was still only running back 3 right now. So technically, you can say he's going out of value at RB10, but we are seeing a little change in regard. Ben Roethlisberger was checking down the ball at an enormous rate to him and Deontay Johnson. Those were the two beneficiaries of the offense last year, and he wasn't able to take advantage of his fantasy points per opportunity. So if we're looking at his fantasy points per opportunity right here, and this is most important for his productivity, if he sees even a fraction of a downgrade with his snap share and opportunities, then we're going to get a lesser Najee Harris. He was number 48 in the league out of all running backs. So there was a lot of backups that were more efficient than him with each fantasy points per opportunity. So that's going to be the big problem this year. We're going to downgrade at quarterback, meaning that Mitchell Trubisky is not going to be checking the ball at that high of a rate, giving Najee Harris another season of 74 receptions. He's going to get receptions, yes. He's probably going to see 30 to 50. He's not going to see 74. And then his efficiency was poor. Yards per carry was 3.9 last year. They needed to upgrade their offensive line, and they really didn't do much to do that. So they got rid of Ben Roethlisberger, bringing in Mitchell Trubisky, and now we have a situation where Najee Harris is expected to bring that same production as he did last year in 2021. I want to simmer down expectations. I would take some other guys over Najee Harris. Najee Harris wouldn't be one of my first options. We got Eckler, McCaffrey, we got Dalvin Cook, we got DeAndre Swift, we got Javonte Williams, maybe even Joe Mixon I'll have over Najee Harris. for this season, just because of we're thinking about the offensive line, we're thinking about the offense and as a whole, and the QB position. All of those teams have better options across the board than what Najee Harris is going in on his second year. So I see a little bit of a downgrade, okay, on Najee Harris. Next on our list, we have Deontay Johnson here. Outstanding 2021 season, wide receiver 8. Right now, currently going at the ADP of 43. So that's back in of round 3, going into round 4. If we look at his numbers, with Ben Roethlisberger throwing him the football, 169 targets, 107 receptions, 1,161 receiving yards, 10.9 yards per reception, 8 touchdowns, and 1,300 air yards, okay? He had a phenomenal year, finished top 10. But the reason why he finished so well is because he was super efficient at yards after the catch. Look at his productivity, number 6 in the league, yards after the catch, having 502 yards. Ben Roethlisberger was a short-arm quarterback. All right, short-arm quarterback. Thank God he retired. But he was, in this offense, he was benefiting 2 people, Deontay Johnson and Najee Harris, because they were right at the offensive line, and they were huge benefits. Because look at these yards per attempt and efficiency, 6.2. That was number 30th in the league. And if we look at air yards, you think that would be higher. With the air yards per attempt, that was 6.7, only a bump of 0.5, and that was last in the league. Okay, they were not stretching the field last year in Pittsburgh, so that's going to be a huge changeover. Mitch Trubisky is going to take more risks down the field, getting the ball to Claypool, to Pat Freiermuth, to George Pickens, to Calvin Austin. It's not just going to be the Deontay Johnson show where he's just doing a little in-cut route or out-cut route or a curl, and that's pretty much it. And he's doing work after the catch. That's going to be totally different this year. Do not expect Deontay Johnson to finish as he finished last year. He is a fade, a hard fade for 2022. Next up on the list, we have Chase Claypool. Chase Claypool in year 3 coming into his own. All right, outstanding year 1, had a poor year 2, wide receiver 37 in 2021. But what did I just go over? I just told you had Ben Roethlisberger right here, a short arm quarterback with only a 6.2 yards per attempt. What is Chase Claypool? Chase Claypool is mainly a deep receiver. All right, so it fit Deontay Johnson. There is no more Ben Roethlisberger. We're getting to Chase Claypool, who people think fell off. Yes, I understand he got benched last year, but he came back. And finished well. Look at the difference. If we look at 2020 and 2021, everyone loved Claypool 2020, right? It was 9 touchdowns and right about the same receiving yards. In 2021, he had 860 receiving yards. It's pretty much the same as he did in year 1. It's just that he didn't have the touchdowns. He went from 9 touchdowns to 2 touchdowns. So that was a regression. That's fine. That's going to turn around depending on the talent of the wide receiver. And Chase Claypool has a very, very skilled and talented wide receiver. And look at the difference in fantasy points per game. It was only a difference of 2 points. So imagine if he matched that last year with 9 touchdowns. Okay? Then we're fine. We're not complaining. So this season, this is going to be a bounce back year, especially at the ADP that you're getting Chase Claypool at 105. Sometimes I see him around 9. Sometimes I see him around 10. This is an absolute steal right now that can finish top 20. Okay? He's going to give you 800 plus yards. The question is the touchdowns. With his talent and with a new quarterback now that's going to actually throw the ball down the field, Claypool 100% is a sleeper and is a love. And you should go get him this year. Next up, we have second year tight end Pat Freiermuth. Last season, bursted out on the scene on that second half of the year. Finished tight end 13. For a majority of the season, he was sharing time with Eric Ebron. He usurped him pretty quickly and became one of the top red zone targets for that team and in the NFL. So Pat Freiermuth has a lot of prospects. He has the height, has solid speed, and a 40-yard dash, has great hands, and is super, super reliable. Best comparable to Hunter Henry, so that's a great comparison right now. And his ADP is super late, round 11, round 12. You can scoop you up a starting tight end here. And if we're just looking at his numbers last season, 79 targets, 60 receptions, 497 yards, 7 touchdowns. So he was very crucial in that red zone area. He only got targeted at a 12% target rate with Ben Roethlisberger as his quarterback. If we look at Mitchell Trubisky in 2018, his last great year, and during that season he had Trey Burton as his tight end, who has great metrics across the board, has speed, has great hands as well. He targeted him at a 15% clip, so we should see a boost from Pat Freiermuth in his second year, not only because of the target share, and we have Mr. Trubisky that can stretch the ball down the field, but he also will receive more snaps this season because he was splitting time last year with Eric Ebron. He's going to be the #1 tight end this year, so definitely go get Pat Freiermuth as a very late tight end, all right? Last but not least, we have Mr. Trubisky at quarterback here. As of right now, in July, he is going to be the starting quarterback, okay? He's going to get the opportunity, finally, his second chance, all right? He was mishandled in Chicago. Matt Nagy, his offense and scheme worked for one season, and we saw some upside from Mr. Trubisky. We saw 3,000 plus passing yards. We saw 421 rushing yards, and we saw 24 passing touchdowns. He finished as number 11 fantasy points per game at that QB position. So the upside is there. Can the Steelers build around Mr. Trubisky? The weapons are there. The question mark will be the offensive line, how it adjusts for this season. But he does have the capabilities to get out of pocket, okay? He is not a sitting duck like Ben Roethlisberger is. Mr. Trubisky can get out and move and run, okay? Create on his own. And this allows opportunities for his playmakers, Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, George Pickens, Calvin Austin, Pat Freiermuth. There's a ton of talent on this team. And I didn't even mention Najee Harris. So, as long as Mr. Trubisky gets his chance, we have seen some progression. Him learning behind Josh Allen, now coming to Pittsburgh. There can be some upside. So, he's going to be a QB2 that we can look at late in drafts. If we're looking at best ball, someone we can fill in as our second or third quarterback. Or even in 2 QB leagues, you go at a top tier QB. If you're looking at Mr. Trubisky as your second guy in that super flex, fine, okay? I think there's some upside here because of the environment, the culture that he's in, and I think he's matured over those years, and there's no more Matt Nagy calling plays. So that's going to be a big, big boost. So I do like Mr. Trubisky this year, all right? Now, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much. Continue to hit that subscribe button. We are almost at our goal of 1,000 subscribers. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD. And I'll be back very soon with another video, all right? Peace out.